Clearly, he's not the leader of that team. You know what I mean? Even though it was like a brief stint that he was on the floor for, but the fact that them cats wasn't winning when he was playing, and they become a playoff team when he sits out, that says enough, bro. He's not the leader of that team. He wasn't the leader then. He's not the leader now, man. He is the beta dog. I will give him that. But just to say he's the leader of the team, come on, man, stop this. You know,
Damn,
he
man.
got one ring. How many? Kevin Durant's two? Come on, man.
Let him live. But that's facts.
Kyrie is a
At the same
borderline.
time, you
At the
just
same
wrapped
time,
that up with a bow, bro. That's facts, bro. Let him live, but that's facts.
you know, hey, he's a fringe superstar. Katie is uncertified as superstar, bro. Like this dude's an all time great. Like when we look back at Kyrie's career, are we gonna be able to say this dude was one of the best point guards in history? Are we gonna be able
Hey,
to say
man.
that?
I know
Can we
we
put
gonna be able to say he got some of the sickest handles in history.
without bro? He's gonna go down as the handle god. Like eventually, it's gonna
Yeah.
come at the better crossover. You know what I'm saying? Or who was the best driver of the small guards? You know, he's gonna be in that conversation. But can we put him at
Yeah.
top five point guard, top five scoring guard? You know what I mean? Like Kevin Durant, on the other hand, there's going to be a debate at some point as to who was the best small forward ever, who was the best, who like who was the best stretch big. Like he falls into so many different categories. You know, he's just a bigger player, man. I ain't even talking about size. You know what I
Word.
mean? It's just nah, bro. That's that question is asinine.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, think about it. When the Nets basically were going after KD, they said we got to bring Kyrie too. He was the primary objective. He was the primary goal. So, and I still can't believe the Knicks would not sign Kevin Durant because of the injury, bro. What is wrong with these
Man,
guys, bro? I,
that's another episode, bro, right there.
oh,
We had brought that up before, but we hadn't talked
mm-hmm.
about it recently. That's definitely an episode, bro. They
Oh, we
get their whole own episode.
no doubt, man. I mean, I think eventually we're going to have to talk about every team but the Knicks.
Dog.
The Knicks. And I mean, shout out to the Knicks, man. I hope that Obi Toppin, man, pans out and it winds up being that dude, man. But it's gonna be tough to shake the stench of James Dolan. But another show
For
for another day,
real, bro.
no doubt.
Crazy. What you
But
think about DeAndre's resurgence?
I like it, man. I think it's a perfect situation for him, bro. Like, especially with him now
Yes.
being like that aged veteran. You know what I mean? Like now he could just sit back and do his thing.
Yeah, man. He had 4 blocks the other night. I can't remember against who, but he was spazzing, bro. And then too, like his role, he just feels that role so well, man. Like pick and
Mm-hmm.
roll, dive to the basket, defend
That's
type shit. He
right.
don't even have an
Mhm.
ego, it seems like.
Nah, man, I don't think he never had an ego. Like when you go back to that Lob City stuff, I know it was stuff like swirling around about him and Blake and Chris Paul, and I don't think he was the head. The problem shot out the crew. I think it was either Chris Paul and Blake Griffin.
Word.
You know what I mean? Like there's just too many smoking guns. With that situation. But nah, man, I like it, man. Not to mention he can keep himself fresh. Now you got Jared Allen to split the minutes with, you know what I'm saying, or even take on the majority of the minutes, so he can come in and bring and do what he does without worrying about, if I do too much, I'm gonna foul out, we screwed, or if I do
Facts.
too much, he can play freely, bruh. I
Hell
mean,
yeah.
I love the fact that they got DeAndre Jordan out of hell in New York, bruh. Shout out.
Hell
I'll tell
yeah.
you what. Shout out to Kyrie and KD for taking the pay cuts to make sure that DeAndre got his proper bread. So
That's real.
yeah,
Yo, to
but
jump back to the
mm-hmm,
Lob City beef, I,
mm-hmm.
I I got a conspiracy about that.
Oh,
Whenever Chris Paul let them in the commercials, bro, the
mm-hmm.
teams fell apart, bro. Tell me I'm lying.
You got a
Soon
point.
as Blake Griffin jumped in the commercial, team fell
Yep.
apart. Soon as James
That's
Harden
James
jumped in the
Harden.
commercial,
Yep.
team fell apart. But we can. That's for another time too. Just
Mm-hmm.
conspiracy theory, real quick.
So it sounds like we need to hold a prayer session for Devin Booker, man. I hope he don't get caught up in the hype.
Man, that's a topic too. I
You know
want
what I'm saying?
projections for them.
Mm-hmm. But man, on a not so positive note for the Nets, man, they lost one of their key pieces to the young core, man, Spencer Dinwiddie, out for the season, man, with a leg injury.
That's trash, man.
Big trash,
That's
man.
super trash on
And that's
multiple levels.
hmm
One
it's
of the levels being the heartless GM level of they were
mhm,
just trying to. I'm sure they were including him in the packages to pause to try to get Harden or whoever they shopping for.
mhm.
So that's that heartless mode. But anybody that was a fan of Dinwiddie when he was holding it down, like last year and all the years before, like yeah, man, that's super trash.
Big trash. I just I just feel for the dude, man. Like, especially with him coming off of a career year last year too. Like I said, if they hadn't landed KD and Kyrie, man, I still think the future was bright for these cats, man. Like it's
Yeah,
just they had a lot going for them, man. And you know, I know we were kind of you were kind of sitting there bagging on Sean Marks, the GM, but you gotta get that dude his credit, man. He drafted well, scouted well, and brought in some key guys that people thought was rubbish and made good use out of them. Man, the only thing I'm really going to ding him for is just that coaching move. I still don't understand why he got rid of Kenny Atkinson last season. I know there was beef between him and Kyrie and all that, man. But I'm like, man, look, Kenny Atkinson made it work, man, when they didn't have nothing. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? D'Angelo Russell was their best player, and he still got that team to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
yep,
just that's the only thing I worry about, man. Like with them in the long term, can the egos stick to the side? Can everybody stick to their role? Can they do what they supposed to do for the long term success? And that's from GM, coaches, Nash and D'Antoni on down to them, man. But I hope Spencer Dinwiddie recovers from this, man. I hope this dude, because he's got game, bro. Like that dude
yeah.
can super
He's a hooper.
athletic. He's a baller, man. Super athletic, man. Get to the hoop, help carry the offense. So,
Shoot
but
too for real.
yeah, yeah, no doubt, man. He's one of those good young guards, man. It just he doesn't get the hype of a Devin Booker, bro. But I think he could be that caliber of player. You know what I'm saying? If
That's
he if he
fact.
if he stays healthy, but it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with the Nets, man. There's no reason why they shouldn't come out the East. I think they got all the pieces and the firepower to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna come down to if they can pull it together. So
I think you just touched on their biggest hurdle, bro. Um,
hmm
it's just being able to withstand the media attention and it's negative media attention. Like Kyrie's their favorite topic right now. Whatever he does, like they
hmm
like making fun of him for saging the court. Like, who cares? Like, nobody would even cover that normally. Like, that never get no airtime. But since they just been trashing him for everything else, they like trying to just paint him as this different type dude. Like, it's crazy.
hmm
So that's gonna be their toughest situation, definitely this season. Just withstanding that media whirlwind.
hmm Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes down, man, for sure. I just with Kyrie, man, like but you know what
It's
though, man? I know the media is one thing, but social media is a whole different animal. Cause you got the cats that was bagging on him out the gate with the media stuff and the wild takes and the flat earth business and everything that he done thrown. But you know how the phrase goes, winning cures all. You know what I mean? Like you
yes,
start winning,
sir.
start hooping, everybody's like, oh hey man, you ain't worry about that, man. You know the Nets is balling, they doing their thing, but winning cures all.
Yes, sir.
But nonetheless, man, shout out to the Nets, man. I hope they have a successful season.
Yes.
I hope they make it interesting, man, because we know what the West gonna bring. We know the West is
Yes,
loaded, man.
Lord. So-
we Lord knows the West is loaded.
Man,
It's it's dark and hell is hot. Let us pray.
for real, bro.
But nonetheless, man, I think it's a good piece to close it out on, man. Another one in the books for the Triangle Offense.
Yes,
We will
sir.
holler at y'all on the next episode, and who knows, man? We might finally lace up these gloves to talk about the Heatles, man, and get this over with.
Yes, sir. I'm
Uh,
ready,
so
man.
you ready, bro?
Yeah. Word, son.
Bet. We out, man. Holler at y'all later, man. We out.
Peace.
Peace.